Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special video topic in which I'm actually going to reveal my next product that I plan to sell on Amazon and to brand. I figured this would be very useful information for you if you're looking for how the process actually works from going from a trademark brand the whole way to production and selling on Amazon. So today I want to reveal this product to you guys. We're going to review the supplier quote so you can get an idea of how much this is actually costing me for this first batch of products. And then we're going to go into the data of why I selected this product. And then lastly, and most importantly, I want to run through the Amazon Profitability Calculator so you have an idea of what my profit margin will look like. That way you can understand, is this going to be a good opportunity or not? So first off, let's review the product, which is this golf putting aid. There was a clue in the thumbnail, obviously, with the golf ball, but this is a project I've been working on for the past month or two. If you watch the trademark video that I put out there, which I'll put in the cards right now, I showed you how to actually trademark your own brand, as I did with this brand name, Vivere Golf, which means to live golf. Now, this putting mechanism, it's mainly for golfers looking to improve their putting coordination. So what you would do if you were to purchase this product from me, you'd place your golf ball in this area. You go ahead and you grab a tee that you use for driving, and you put that tee in one of these slots. The further that you put that tee behind the golf ball means the more distance that you want to hit that golf ball. So these are really just a stoppage point for you to practice your backswing. So you put the ball here, you line up your putter in between these red lines or the black lines, depending on your putter. Then you do your backswing, and if you hit the tee, that means you were going too far back. And then the other benefit of this product is that it has this center line, because in golfing, especially when putting, you want to hit that ball dead in the center of the putter as well as the ball. So what you would do with this is you would focus on staying between these red lines or the black lines just to ensure that your alignment is correct. So it's very simple. It's made of acrylic. It's very inexpensive. It's very easy to ship. So those are some things I love right off the bat. And also, I'm an avid golfer myself, so it's exciting to do something that you're also interested in. Now let's take a look at the quotation. That way you get an idea of what it actually looks like when it comes from the supplier. So whenever you receive a quote like this, I'm sure it'll look very similar. You want to make sure that the item is what you're purchasing, as well as any photos, including the logo placement. As you can see, the logo is a little bit off from what it is now. That's just because the supplier and myself, we've had some revisions. The product size, that's about 12 inches by 5. And then also here's the big part. So these two red circles, this is your unit price X works. X works is a trade Incoterm that just basically explains that unit price is production for one unit at delivery on the site. Now we'll get into shipping from the site where the supplier is located at until our final destination, which will be my address or Amazon. The quantity, so I'm only starting out with 200 pieces, 200 units of these. And the reason why that is because I always recommend never jumping right in, ordering thousands and thousands of units, and then you go to Amazon, you try selling that, and you end up finding out that you're actually not able to sell that product, you're not selling it as quickly as possible. I recommend ordering the lowest amount of quantity that you need in order to customize it if you are going to. There's no issue in starting out very small with your first initial order, validating that there's going to be sales for that product, and then following up with a much larger order. And that's going to be my strategy here. The other thing I want you to take a look at is the shipping down here, which is your shipping cost by sea or air freight. I selected the sea freight just because right now it's significantly cheaper. We are seeing delays on both the sea side and the air side. So, no matter what, it's going to be probably longer than these durations, but I'm just going to go with the more inexpensive option. Now, after you have the amount of units that you're going to order, the unit price, and also the shipping that you've selected, you can calculate your total cost of goods sold, your COGS, for an individual unit. So we'll type in $479 for the unit cost, multiply that by 200 units, and then we're going to tack on the shipping, which is $159. So in total, this order was quoted at $1,117. Divide that by the total units to get your unit cost of goods sold, and that's going to be about $5.59. When we get to the profitability calculator, remember that number. Now, before we actually get into calculating our profit margin, I want to take a quick minute just to cover the reason why I'm chasing after this product and the niche that I'm targeting. As you can see from this niche, which is golf gifts, the search volume trend is definitely seasonal, and I'm definitely, I'm aware of that. Now, the thing that really surprised me when I first took a look at this is that the peak demand is actually from November to January, which is the holiday season. Same thing happened in 2019 to 2020. So I would expect this demand that's coming up here in November, the start of November, to be very similar, if not actually higher than it was back in 2020. So that is what I'm targeting. That's why I'm chasing after this product right here, because I think it's going to be a great golf gift. It can be used indoors or outdoors, and it has a lot of versatility when it comes to golf gifts. All right, so now that we covered that, let's head on over to the Fulfillment by Amazon calculator. And I'm just going to walk you guys through how I'm actually going to calculate this profit margin, what my total return on investment will look like in a couple months. That way you can get a better idea of how to do this for your own product opportunity. The dimensions are 12 inches by 5.7 by 0.15, about 4 millimeters. The unit weight is about half a pound, and then the product category, it's going to be in sports. Next, you'll click estimate, and then it's already going to go ahead once it loads here and show you what your Fulfillment by Amazon fees will be based off the information that you inputted. Obviously, the smaller the product is and the less that it weighs, you're going to have the least amount of FBA fees per unit. For me, it's at $2.84, which is great. Let's go back to the top here, and we'll get down through the bottom. So we're just going to be looking at the Amazon FBA side, since that is how I'll be fulfilling these. The item price, it remains competitive under $20. There are some that are higher, but I think, with me branding it, I can meet that higher price close to $20. So I'll do $19.99 for the price is what I'm looking at. This is auto-populated. This is auto-populated. Next is our cost to actually ship from our supplier to Amazon, or from our location if we're shipping there first to Amazon. For me, I am actually shipping these to myself first so I can put customized packaging on those units. And additionally, I also want to inspect these since this is the first time that I'm working with this supplier. For me, I was actually quoted through using Amazon's partnered carrier services, UPS. It was only going to be $6.98 to actually ship 200 units to Amazon from my location. So I'll take $6.98, divide that by my total units, which is 200, to get 0.03 cents. So that's how much it costs per unit. Make sure you put in per unit in here. Next, we'll move down to the monthly storage cost. If you don't know, in Q4, the storage cost actually increased by 2.7 times, something to keep into consideration. Amazon will go ahead and actually factor that into here. The total amount of units that we'll be storing is going to be 200, so we'll put that in there. And then lastly, we'll add the $5.59, which is our cost of goods sold, and we'll click calculate. As you can see, this is actually not the correct profit margin, which is 32%. That's because it's assuming $2 of storage costs per unit. In order to fix that, you want to add how many monthly units you plan to actually sell in that first month, which is the scenario that I'm taking a look at. So with the demand being peak demand near the end of November, early December, I'm expecting to sell all 200 of these within 30 days. So add 200 there, and then go back and click calculate. Now this is our accurate profit margin of what we're going to expect without advertising being factored into this. For me, my rule of thumb is to keep this profit margin above 35%. It gives you enough room to advertise and also enough room to actually profit and make a good return. So I probably will put 7 to 10% of this profit margin, a couple dollars a day towards advertising, just to ensure that I can get those early on reviews to build credibility and to establish my listing. So all in all, let's jump over to the net profit here. If I were to go ahead and were to sell all 200 of these within 30 days, I would expect to make $1,704. The total revenue, close to $4,000, but with all the fees and the cost of goods sold and everything that factors into that, I would be left over with $1,704. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. So my next steps are to actually receive these in the US, ship them off to Amazon, and to begin selling them. So make sure to subscribe, tune in for the next video when I go into more details once this product actually arrives, and then also my next steps.